Hello and welcome to another video. My name's Swithers, and here's the story of how I beat the 100-second hang challenge. In typical fashion for me lately, this is another challenge that I did last year, completed, recorded a bunch of footage for, and then never made a video. Better late than never though, right? So it all started on April 20th last year, where I tried the 100-second hang challenge. You've probably seen some sort of a video of it on YouTube before. Basically the challenge is just to hang off a bar for 100 seconds. That sounds easy enough, right? Well, there's a twist. The bar can spin. Okay, that pun was peak comedy. So the bar being able to spin makes it way harder than it would be otherwise, and fun enough, makes this into a challenge. When trying this challenge, I used a PVC pipe placed over a broomstick. This is the same thing I saw in a video from Brownie, and it makes a really good spinning bar. When I tried the challenge for the first time, I managed a total of 76 seconds. Not too bad, not too great either. That meant I was 24 seconds away from managing it. And I tried it a couple more times as well, but didn't actually get close to the 100 seconds. And after I tried it, I vowed to train my grip strength until I could do the challenge. The plan from this point on, I am going to train my grip strength until I can complete this challenge. And I never mentioned anything about it, but I did train my grip strength a lot for about 2.5 months. So without further ado, here's the story of my hang challenge progress. Oh, hello. Hello. Look. So thanks to my wonderful cat just standing on the keyboard, I lost a good couple of minutes of recording. So let's go back over some of that. To start with, I just did some training at the end of each session. This was random training, there wasn't really any structure to it. Sometimes I just hang off the bar for as long as I could, whether it be the normal bar or the spinning bar. Other times I do sets of 30 seconds, like 4 or 5 times, something like that. There wasn't really any good structure to it. This training definitely helped a bit, but probably not that much, all things considered. At least not compared to the next type of training I did. Because at this point, I wanted to change it up because I wasn't really noticing any progress. So, as usual, I went onto YouTube to see what other people had done for this challenge. Well, there's apparently loads of ways you can cheat at this challenge. One way of doing it is using mixed grip, where you have one hand over, one hand under. This basically nullifies the challenge. If you've got one hand facing each way, then the bar just can't spin. I decided not to use this because it seemed a bit like cheating, and apparently like loads of places just don't allow mixed grip for the challenge anyway, so it wouldn't really be in the spirit of it. The next thing I saw though was this thing called hook grip, which is where you grab over the bar and basically grab your own thumb and hook your thumb for your grip. This looked really interesting. It's still an overhand grip, but it really does help stop the bar spinning. So I got pretty excited at this, and I thought, let's go and try this. So I went outside, put my hand on my PVC pipe, and found out it is way too thick for me to fit my hand all the way around. I could barely even touch my thumb, let alone like get a proper hook grip on it. So hook grip was out of the question. This left one option that I could find. Just good old-fashioned hard work. I just had to get better at grip strength. There was no other way around it. Rather than the training just being at the end of my sessions, I moved it so it was the first thing that I did on all of my bodyweight sessions. And I actually put some thought into what I was going to do. I decided to take some notes from running training. Now, typically, if you were running, let's say for a distance like 1500 meters, training for that, you would want to split up that distance into smaller chunks and run those smaller chunks either at or faster than the pace that you want to go for the full 1500. So if we translate this to grip strength training, hanging off a bar, what does this mean? So I took 120 seconds and split it up. To start with, I did 6 sets of 20 seconds with 20 seconds rest in between. So 20 seconds hanging, 20 seconds not hanging, and do that until I reach the full 120. Then take a longer rest and do it again. And I'd usually just do this twice at the start of my session. Over time, I started either increasing the length of the hang sets or decreasing the amount of rest between them. For example, I change it to 4 sets of 30 seconds with 15 seconds rest in between. So now that's the same amount of time hanging, but done in a much harder way. And these sessions only took maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the start of my workouts. They really weren't that much for time impact either. They were really quick, really effective, and by far the most useful thing that I did training for this challenge. There were a couple of other bits of training that seemed to help as well, one being the Welsh weather. About half the time I went out for these sessions, it was either raining or had been raining. As you can imagine, a wet plastic pipe, possibly the slippiest thing on the planet. There was also this like small grip training tool that I got off probably Amazon. I'm not really sure how much it helped, but I used it throughout. I never really took note of like how hard or how long I was using it for though, so who knows how much that helped really. Using those short sessions before all of my training sessions, I kept doing them until I could do 3 sets of 40 seconds with only 10 seconds rest in between. So this meant there was a total of 120 seconds hanging off the bar and only 20 seconds in there not hanging off the bar. And this took about a month and a half of consistent training to get to that point. But once I got there, I felt ready. I felt ready to try the challenge again. So I went to give it a go. And this is what happened. So there we go, another challenge down. This one was really cool to train for, because I found that this grip strength training has had carryover to basically every other exercise I do. Pull-ups, deadlifts, anything with dumbbells, all of these exercises involve grip strength. Grip strength is so useful. I'd recommend everybody train for it at least a little bit. If anybody wants to view the full 100 seconds, like unedited and all of that, just to properly prove that I did it, I'll post that as a separate video to this. Just didn't want to put it in this one because it would make it quite long. That's about it for this video. If you've got any questions on the grip strength training or anything like that, then just comment them down below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. And as always, if you've enjoyed the video at any point, then consider clicking that like button, and if you want to see me take on more challenges, click the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it as well. You'll get notified when I upload in future then. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.